How you doing, everybody? Here are Wednesday's expressions. First one will be help yourself. When you go off times when you go to a friend's house, you'll say, well, can I have a glass of water? They might say, help yourself. It means you go do it. I'm not going to do it. You might even get this if you go to a buffet restaurant and you'll go, could you get me a hamburger and get me some fries? Oh, go over there. Help yourself. It means you do it. When you get this P-Y, very often you get help yourself. It's not help yourself. Help yourself. There you go, help yourself. Now, if you see something or hear about something that you wouldn't do, the word here, touch, doesn't mean this. It means I'm not going to do that. If somebody told you about my class and you thought it was really bad, you say, I wouldn't touch that class. You wouldn't go to it. Or if you think McDonald's hamburgers are bad, you go, I wouldn't touch a hamburger. They're no good for you. It means I won't do it. They're bad. I wouldn't touch. 2 T's, you'll only hear one. I wouldn't touch that hamburger. Now, why in the world? When we're surprised by something, we often use different expressions to show it. It's why? I mean, wow. Why in the world won't you eat that hamburger? Why in the world won't you take his class? I mean, really, you're emphasizing this. You get a yin here. Why in the world? Why in the world does anybody take Jim's class? Well, I'm going to tell you, you can't go wrong in my class. It means when you say I can't go wrong, it's another emphasis on that's really good. I can't go wrong by eating hamburgers. I can't go wrong. They taste delicious. You remember, you can say you, they. Jim can't go wrong by taking his own class. Maybe he'll learn some English. I always emphasize this too. This T sound is often not made. I can't go. You'll hear that I can't go. When you want to hear the yes, you hear I can. You hear that sound. That's what's going to, especially if over here you had a D. I can't do that. You can. I can't do that. I can do that. Focus on that vowel sound to give you yeah, no, and yes. Now somebody's telling you about something, like I'm sure sometimes you listen to me and you think, I wish Jim would make it easier. You wish Jim would keep things simple. It means not complicated. Easy. Keep things easy. Keep things simple. S and S, you're only going to hear one. Keep things simple. Please, Jim, keep things simple. I don't know what you're talking about. So, what do you think? So if you want to know what somebody's opinion is, you go, what do you think? I think you can't go wrong by taking this class. What do you think? Don't tell me now. What do you think? You have the T and the D, so you're just going to hear one soft D sound. What do you think? And this is not do you. You can say that. You might hear it. Very often in casual speech, so you can hear it quick. What do you think? What do you think? When you don't, when you're listening to somebody, if you're watching somebody do something, for instance, if you're cooking and they're doing something that you think is a little silly or wrong, you might think, I'm not going to ask what you're doing. I'm not going to ask what you're doing because I really don't want to know. It's a way of telling somebody that I think what you're doing is a little strange. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. Now, often you'll just say, I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. This going to, very often, gonna. Very often you're going to hear, I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask. When you call up for a pizza, if they're sending it right away, they're going to say, hey, it's on the way. It's moving. It's getting there. If you're at home and you don't have the time to eat breakfast, somebody in your family say, hey, when are you going to eat? Well, I'm in a hurry, so I'm going to eat on the way. You'll take your sandwich and sitting in a bus you'll eat it. You see that on the subway. I'm on the way. On the way. Okay, guys. I'll see you in the next class.